Hi boys and girls, happy Thursday. We are going to review our two books and talk about how they're the same and different, and we're also going to talk about our poems today. So we're going to start with Sing a Song of Cities by Lee Bennett Hopkins, and it goes, sing a song of cities, if you do, cities will sing back to you. They'll sing in subway roars and rumbles, people laughs, machine loud grumbles. Sing a song of cities. If you do, cities will sing back to you. Cities will sing back to you. And then we read this one, Skyscraper by Dennis Lee. Skyscraper, skyscraper, scrape me some sky. Tickle the sun while the stars go by. Tickle the stars while the sun's climbing high. Then skyscraper, skyscraper, scrape me some sky. And then we did this one, Manhattan Lullaby by Norma Farber. Lulled by rumble, babble, beep, let these little children sleep. Let these city girls and boys dream of music in the noise. Hear a tune their city plucks, up from buses, up from trucks, up from engines wailing fire, up 10 stories high and higher. Up from hammers, rivets, drills, up tall buildings over sills, up where city children sleep, lulled by rumble, babble, beep. Right, how are all three of those poems the same? Please turn and tell your grown-up what's the same about all those poems. I hope you said that they all rhyme and that the setting of all of them is a city. Exactly. Okay, we're going to take a look at our two books, While I Am Sleeping and Neighborhood Walk City. We're going to use what we know about these two books to tell how they're alike and how they're different. Okay? How are the front covers of these books alike and how are they different? We're going to do a turn and talk. So turn to your grown-up and tell them, how are these two covers the same and how are they different? I hope that you said that this book is a photograph and this is a drawing. So we know that this is a real picture that someone took and this is a drawing that someone made. So very different. This has the author and illustrator's name on it. This one does not, but they both have the titles. And what time of day is it in this picture? Looks like daytime, doesn't it? We know that that is nighttime. So a lot of differences between the two books. Our Neighborhood Walk City and While I Am Sleeping, stories or informational text. This one, is this a story or an informational text, something to give you facts? I hope you said that this is an informational text or what we call nonfiction because it is to give you a lot of different information about cities. How about this one? Is this informational text or a story? Yep, this is definitely a story. They're not giving you information, they're telling you a story. Both books have pictures. How are the pictures different? Let's just take a look at one page of pictures here and one page of pictures here. Maybe. Oh, look at that. Okay, how are they the same? You're right, they both have ambulances, but how are they different? Again, this is a photograph, and this is a drawing, and this has a little text box to give you additional information. Yep. How does Neighborhood Walk City tell you about city workers? What do they tell you? They tell you that people work downtown. Where's workers? Yep, they tell you that lots of people work downtown at businesses or city hall or construction. And what does While I Am Sleeping tell you about workers? Yes, some of them work at night. They do many different kinds of jobs. What are some jobs that they tell us in both books? Can you think of anything? Let's see. So we already said ambulance drivers. How about, let's see. They tell you about firefighters here, even though there's no picture. And we know that there are firefighters in this book right here. So that's the same. And here they're also talking about what? Doctors. And in this book, we have a doctor right here too. Let's look at the writing on these two pages. Do you see how there are some bold type picture writing right there? The important words are in bold type because, again, this is an informational text. So they use that to tell you, oh, you really need to pay attention to this word. That's why they write it nice and dark. Are there any bold type words in here? There are not. And we know that this book all rhymes. Does this book rhyme? No, informational texts usually do not rhyme. That would be very unusual to find an informational text that's also rhyming. All right, boys and girls, next week we are going to start a story called The Little Red Hen. I'm very excited about this. It's one of my favorites. So remember, we have no school on Friday, it's Institute Day, and then on Monday we'll start The Little Red Hen. Bye, boys and girls.